Jason, today's episode of the Lee Summit Town Hall podcast is brought to the good people by Budget Blinds of Lee Summit.
Budget Blinds!
I don't know if you knew this or not, but Budget Blinds have some of the best people in our community.
They are, and we have said this before, they are very much good eggs.
That they are always doing things to help out the community but wait, there's more.
Ooh, what else are they doing?
They are the home of the Signature Series shades. So when you're ready to make your home a smart home, this is the place you need to go to.
You're going to call Budget Blinds and you're going to say, all hail my robot shade overlords. And they're going to know what you need and they're going to hook you up with Signature Series shades.
So when you're ready to make that decision, head on over to our friends at Budget Blinds of Lee Summit, right in the heart of downtown. Tell them Jason and Nick see you.
Hello again, and welcome to Lee Summit Town Hall, a weekly podcast about what you can do to make a difference. I am Jason Norbury, and as always, I am joined by a man for whom I would sign a 10-year, $503 million contract extension. It's Nick Parker.
Oh, that contract is fire.
my 10-year contract is more like for $5.03, but but there we are. Nick, I would sign an all-time record American sports contract for you.
I appreciate that. I like to think that I have some modicum of talent. I'm not sure if I do anything so well that I deserve $503 million.
No, I am certain that there is nothing in my life I do as well as Patrick Mahomes II throws a football. I'm pretty sure that's the case. So
not at all. But hey, thanks. As an aside, my favorite part of that whole story on Monday though was the tweet from LeBron James. Can I borrow $5?
Well, my favorite part of it is that the NFL scoop guy, right, got scooped by the liquor store employee that tweeted out that, hey, some Chiefs people just bought a whole bunch of Dom Perignon. I think they may have signed Patrick Mahomes to a new contract. So that is fantastic. By the way,
I've sent her a note. She may be. I may have to hire her as a new reporter.
That's fine. Honestly, I could probably be replaced by virtually any liquor store clerk, but clearly one with a nose for news like that is important. Link to Lee Summit is, as always, the source for all the news you need about our very fine city. And our unofficial sponsor today is the 2020 Volunteer of the Year. It's Nick Parker.
Aw, shucks.
Nick, downtown Main Street Lee Summit has announced their awards, and they've nominated some of those awards up to the state level for state level Main Street awards. One of those is this show's very fine host, Nick Parker, who's been recognized as downtown Lee Summit's Volunteer of the Year. So, Nick, congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I have never been recognized in this way, but my wife has, which I think is actually appropriate and fitting. But yeah, so
if I were going to aspire to be like one of the Norberries, I'm going to pick her over you.
You are wise and smart to choose her, not me, as a role model.
It's true.
To aspire to.
I am wise. But
anyway, a little dap for Nick for getting that there. The Sabor Latinos remodel, and what was the other one?
Arcade Alley for
Arcade Alley.
Most creative reuse of a building. So it went from a cleaners to
dry cleaners,
an arcade restaurant. So awesome.
Awesome. Yes. Yeah, so awesome.
I'm in good company.
You are in good company, and if I say that you pale in comparison to those others, honestly, that's not even much of a. That's not even like I'm not even trashing on you. To be honest, at that point. So we are good to go. So Nick, there's like nothing major to huge to talk about. So this week's show is going to be some smaller stuff.
Yeah, basically we're just going to run over some quick news and notes, a reminder of some things going on. Jason, I think the biggest story of the last few days was our Mayor Bill Baird announced that he has tested positive for COVID-19. That was, I think, a big surprise to a lot of people. He announced with a video that was posted through his social media and through the city's social media. I think the biggest thing that came from that was that he talked about the symptoms that he had, and he decided to go get tested, and it came back positive. He's not sure where he contracted, how he got it, but he said thankfully he had not spent a lot of time with members of his extended family, including his mother and brother. So We will.
Poor mayor is going to be trapped in his own little room, isolated from everybody for a little while. So,
Well, I think I think that's the effects from that announcement. As there are, I think, several people in and around City Hall and in the circles of the mayor. The mayor, by virtue of his job, sees a lot of people day in, day out. So there are people
well,
that
and
are isolating now.
Politicians by their nature are social creatures, so they're going to be
Right.
they're the ones that are going to be out there to begin with. It plus the actual requirements of the job do put that out there. So, so if you have been in contact with the mayor personally in the recent time, you may want to get yourself checked out as well, just to be on the safe side to do what we can do to limit the spread of this ugly
And,
thing to
and
our community.
and another effect, I have been told by people at City Hall that the city council meetings are moving back to virtual. So they will be conducted via Zoom video conferencing again. If you want to, there are the instructions of how you can join in and view and even participate if you want to do public comments are available online at the city's website, cityofls.net. So you can still follow along that way, or you can just wait every week and listen to two obnoxious guys talking to microphones.
That is true. So we are in the
You can join my mother
yeah,
as the
and so
listeners.
here's my question, and I know the answer to this question, but I just want to say, so they had to do masks when they were in person doing their meetings. Now, do they have to wear masks while they're on their Zoom calls? I know they don't, but I would just be, we got used to seeing them with masks.
I actually
It's
put a mask
weird.
over my camera today. That way it's
Well,
protected.
that's fair. And, also keeps that. It's like the new version of a tinfoil hat, I think, is what that is for you, Nick.
What do you mean new version?
Well, look, you can also wear.
You've seen my tinfoil hats.
Belt and suspenders. You got to keep the alien radio waves out of your brain.
We are today officially entering week 2 of phase 2.5 of Jackson County's reopening. So when they've added this phase 2.5 with the mask requirements, they said it would be a minimum of 2 weeks. So we'll see if that goes longer. We'll see how the numbers drop around and what the county decides to do after this second week. Jason,
the odd thing, Nick, on that and this is one that I think we'll see as we get closer to the end of that 2 weeks, is it takes 2 weeks for the numbers to turn when you make these sorts of changes, right? I mean, even after the initial set of stay-at-home orders, it took a couple of weeks for the numbers to start to come back down. So if we did that a week ago and we're going to wait 2 weeks, we won't even really have the impact of them fully until that time frame is up. So it'll be interesting to see if they choose to either relax the mask requirement or change it in some way, what their justifications are.
Right. We'll see the numbers that the county puts out, and they usually talk through a little bit of their process of how they read those numbers and what it means to them. So that will be interesting for us to watch, and we'll keep reporting on what they say and how and if that goes on, extending past the 2 week mandate. Jason, speaking of the virtual council meetings, there's a few things on. We had the swearing in of our new council at the last meeting, and Tuesday night they announced appointments for the committee appointments. So if you really want to get nerdy, you can see where all of the different committees and commission liaisons that each of the city council members go to. That's really about it, Jason. There was not a lot going on at Tuesday's meeting.
No, there isn't. There's the development agreement on the Paragon Star development, which sounds like it's something big and momentous, but it's actually just the next thing that they were supposed to do in that process.
Procedural update.
Right. And it's been a year, but there was a lot of, engineering work and land work and other things that had to finish up to be ready to do this agreement with the city. I guess it looks like they have reached that point. So that will be up. But it's just the next steps in that process. Nothing new or nothing really changing with that project as it goes forward.
Just a couple of other little news and notes from around the community. I'd like to remind everybody that starting today, the Wednesday version of the Downtown Farmers Market returns today, beginning at 8 o'clock. And this one, on Wednesdays, the Farmers Market will still be at its usual location in downtown at the corners of Douglas and 2nd Street. Now, Jason, avoid confusion here. For the time being, the larger Saturday market is still going to be held out at Abundant Life Church off Purcell's Road.
Right. So the Wednesday market tends to have fewer vendors, a little bit less traffic, so it's easier to maintain the proper social distancing and the things of that nature in that smaller space there at Second and Douglas on Wednesdays. But in the bigger market with the maximum number of vendors and the much larger number of people coming through, still, I think in the overall interest of the public health to have it there in the big space at Abundant Life. And it continued thanks to Abundant Life for hosting uh, that on the Saturdays for us.
Right, and if you want to read further about the details of the safety requirements, for right now, you can go to downtownls.org and read all of those details about the current safety requirements. One last thing, let's give a kudos, Jason. Let's give a good on you.
Oh yeah, we need some more of that.
Let's do that. How about this one? Matthew Ketterman, the Lee Summit R7 Teacher of the Year. He was recently named for the KC region as Teacher of the Year, and this qualifies him now to apply for Missouri statewide honors for Teacher of the Year. So congratulations. Good on you to Matthew Ketterman. Way to represent our community.
Awesome. Well, good on him. And I guess it's a nice thing for Longview Farms and our 7 district to have that kind of an honor. And good luck to Matthew at the state competition. I wonder if he gets like nervous about it, like the kids that get through regionals and all that, they go to the state championships. If he's like having to do extra prep or get extra nervous about that competition. Just wondering. It's like, maybe one of the football team.
Yeah. Do you have a team? Do you get on a bus and you ride to Jeff City, stay in a hotel?
Ride to Jeff City. Does it get to be on like a public access cable, the competition at that point in the year? What are we doing? What are we doing here? So entertaining anyway. So congratulations to Matthew, to LFE, and to R7 as a whole. Good teachers.
One last thing as we wrap up this short abbreviated version, which welcome back, Jason. We missed you last week, sort of.
Well, I mean, you got to like talk about booze and stuff, so I don't think you really missed me. I'm gonna say this. I was not doing, you're calling it what I was on as a vacation is a little bit of an overestimation of what I was doing, but so be it. I wasn't here. So you got to say whatever you wanted. Power of the unedited microphone.
My show. As we wrap up, the one quick thing, we've got another, I think, good episode coming up on Friday. I have a conversation with Summit Theater Group's Ben Martin and can I call him Lee Summit icon, Carl Chinnery?
I think so.
We can say icon.
I think we can say icon. So he's still alive, so we can't call him legend yet, but I think, we can call him icon. Or we could definitely say like pillar of the community.
There we go. There we go. Both Ben and Carl will join the show. I'm excited about this one as we move forward. We are getting close to releasing a collaborative project I've been working on with Summit Theater Group. It is an audio production since they had to cancel all of their stage productions for this season. Ben wrote an audio play based on the Chinnery family's experience with polio in the 40s. And so we put a 3-episode production together. We will be releasing that soon. And I had Ben and Carl come on the show, and we're going to talk a little bit about not only Carl's story, but kind of the process of Ben writing this story and how it was put together. It's a really cool thing. Jason, we actually recorded most of this back in May and all over video conference because nobody could get together. We were still in lockdown. So we had a 17-person cast and we did this all over the internet.
Well, that is an impressive feat. And I know, a little behind the scenes here, Nick did virtually all of the editing for this particular thing. And it's been an interesting technical exercise for him as to go through that, skipping the artistic part of it, just getting all of the sounds lined up and at the right volumes and compared together has been a challenge. So, but I have not heard it myself, but I am certain it will be well done, as Ben is prone to put on good quality production. And I'll even say another nice thing. This is 2 nice things about you in one episode, Nick. I know you're a pro and you're going to do a good job. You've done a good job on the making it sound good and taking those good performances and making them sound good for the audience.
I'm a little verklempt.
There you go. Well, we'll make up for it next week.
So tune in on Friday. That'll be a really good conversation. Both Ben and Carl are great gentlemen, really important pieces of our community here, and this is a good story that we're excited to share with everybody. That's going to wrap us up for this week. We'll talk to everybody next time. You have been listening to Lee Summit Town Hall, a Link to Lee Summit podcast with hosts Nick Parker and Jason Norberry. A proud member of the Fredcast Network, you can subscribe to this podcast on most of your favorite podcast apps and catch us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for all the news, analysis, and conversations on the Lee Summit community. Connect with us on Facebook at Link to Lee Summit or on Twitter at LS Town Hall.